Warning! The opinions on this podcast are of the hosts and guests only, and may contain childish humor. Listen at your own discretion. And now, please adjust your headphone volumes to an unreasonable level and prepare to enjoy the most dynamic and electrifying podcast that cyberspace has encountered.
Welcome back to our show. This is episode 64 of Sports Bliss
with Rob
and Chris. Welcome back, my friends. Yes, we're back.
We're here.
We're here. Okay, guys, you know the drill. If you are not subscribed to this podcast, please do so. And you know what? Why don't you share it with someone that might find this interesting? Go check us out on Instagram and on Facebook, both at Sports Bliss with Rob and Chris. And we got merch. Check it out on our Instagram. The link is in our bio. Okay, the rundown for today.
What do we got?
Rob's got some Zion news updates for us. I cannot wait to hear that. And then we're going to talk some NCAA news, and then we're going to wrap it up with some college football news / updates. So let's dive right on in.
Okay, so Zion. You know, we talked about it, last time, I think?
Yeah. He's in some serious trouble right now.
It's still going on. So the last time we talked about it, a court ruled that he would have to answer these questions.
Right.
So his attorneys came back and basically got it suppressed for now, temporarily.
How did they do that?
They put an order in and say, oh, we don't think this has anything to do with the case, so why does he have to say anything?
Okay.
So then the original people, the agent that he fired, basically,
okay,
they have 10 days to respond, and they responded.
On day one.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, the way these work is it's like a chess match, you know?
Yeah, of course.
They say they know that Zion's attorneys are going to do something, so they already have a statement prepared and their motion and whatever they call it in legalese.
Sure.
But so basically what happened is that the agent for Gina Ford, she was the agent that he basically fired in a way, right?
Okay.
They said that this is very important to discovery, meaning before you actually sue someone, you have to have a discovery period where you uncover all the facts before it goes to trial. So both sides have it and they can form their argument, right? And if you don't find it in quote-unquote discovery, then you can't bring it into the case later on.
Okay.
So you have to have all your facts there before the case starts, if that makes sense, okay?
Right, yeah.
So basically, their lawyer said, listen, there are some things that are very, very important that need to be answered.
Right.
To show that he legally breached this contract.
Absolutely.
Because their claim, just to remind you, is that he was never a collegiate athlete, an amateur athlete, that he's always been a pro.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he was being paid. Okay?
Okay.
So basically, the first thing they said is even if Duke knew about this, which they claim that Duke knew, okay?
Okay.
That he was getting all this, that they would have had a huge incentive to not tell anybody.
Yeah.
Right? Because then he wouldn't be able to play.
Right.
Okay.
I think they're screwed either way.
Well, I think Duke's going to get into trouble at some point down the line.
Oh, yeah.
Because later on in this article, they say that they're going to subpoena basically Coach K. To talk about all this.
It's not over.
Yeah. Basically, it came out, some of the things that came out is that Zion's family, right when he was signed with Duke, they moved from South Carolina to North Carolina, right? To be close to him. A lot of families do that. But the problem is, per real estate listings, they were paying basically $900 a month for their house in South Carolina.
Okay.
How much do you think the house was that they got in Durham?
Wasn't it for free? Didn't they get it? Didn't they have somebody pay
listing,
for it?
The listing.
Oh, I don't know.
It was $4,500 a month. That's how much that house was being rented for.
Oh, wow.
And it was a $950,000 house owned by a Duke graduate. So basically, you can't give the family a place to live. That's illegal.
Oh, okay. So, basically,
That's a benefit.
They moved into somebody else's house.
Basically, the attorney's saying there's no way they could have afforded this house. This is so ironic, right? Because we were just talking about this.
This is like
we were just talking about this. You know who this is exactly like?
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush, and it's 10 years from when it happened.
Yeah.
10 years. Isn't that crazy?
I just feel really bad because I feel like Zion is pushed into a corner and they're dragging everybody into it.
Oh, 100%.
And either way he goes, somebody is going to get burned.
Well, and I think the sad part about it is he's a young man that's like very influenced, right?
Sure.
And his parents are telling him to do something, probably.
Sure.
Just like Reggie Bush. Come on, let's face it. What 18-year-old is going to tell her parents, no, you can't live in this nice house that someone wants to give us for free?
Right?
I mean, you're the parent. You're supposed to say, no, we're not supposed to take that.
Yeah, but are they aware of the rule? Okay, to play devil's advocate, are they aware of this rule?
I would assume so. Come on.
I mean, I don't know. You can't assume everything.
You can't. I think you get some list of rules when you start, and it's pretty high on there. You can't take gifts from people and stuff.
Okay, so they had a list of rules, and they just redlined that rule out. They just marked that rule out. Listen, doesn't apply.
Don't tell anybody about this one. Maybe he was colorblind. Couldn't see that one.
Typo.
Couldn't see that one that was highlighted. So that's a big thing, right? And then they also bought a house for $730,000, but there are no mortgage papers or anything. They just own it.
So somebody gave it to them?
Well, it appears that it was paid for with cash, and that was in April 2019 before he was drafted, after he was playing with Duke. But 3 days before he signed with CAA, this second marketing group that helped him say the other one was breach, the first group.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
So basically this new group gave them a house. Cash money.
Basically.
Boom. There's your house.
Or gave them the money to buy it or whatever. They
whatever.
They paid for it, whatever. There's no transaction records though.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. It's just in the mom's name.
So they can't. So is that going to be drug in too? I mean, like there's no way to prove it.
Yeah, but they're basically saying they're putting all these things to build the case because they're saying this happened 3 days before Zion.
It's very conspicuous.
It happened 3 days before Zion sued Gina Ford, saying this is a void contract,
right?
That I shouldn't be in it. And then he signs this exclusive deal with the other one even before he's out of the contract, right? So he's signing 2 contracts now. He's signing an exclusive deal with CAA or CCA, whatever it is.
This is so messy.
He was sloppy.
Messy.
These kids need me. They need me to help them through this.
This is so messy. Like,
I could have gotten him through this, unscathed.
So he just thought, okay, this doesn't make sense and it doesn't matter because it's void, so I'm just going to go over here and sign with this guy?
Well, the way I see it is probably, and this is all allegedly and me supposing, right?
Right, sure.
But it would be like me looking at a contract. You sign a contract with someone, right?
Okay.
For your rights and your image and all this. And then I go, babe, that contract doesn't look so good. There's this other company over here that's going to pay you a lot more and get you more offers and do all this other stuff. They're going to be better for you.
Yeah, and just go over there.
Or just sign their contract and then void the other one. You can't do that.
You can't do that. Yeah, no.
And so, because how would he know about this unscrupulous law thing that had to be put in the contract and all this? That other agency told him.
Sure.
Yeah. Someone had to tell him to get him out of it. So they probably met with him and said, listen, we're going to buy you a house. We're going to do this. We're going to do that.
You know what? I've got another conspiracy. And this is probably all allegedly, but it's probably more true.
Okay.
Yeah, he probably took this contract that he had, went over there.
Oh, of course.
And said, well, this is what it says. And they're like, well, I can get you out of this, no problem.
100%.
Just sign with us and we can
sign with us and we'll get you out of it and we'll get you a bunch of money. Come on, Zion. We're going to make you a star.
Here's a briefcase full of money. Go buy yourself a house.
Exactly. Buy your mom a house.
But you have to sign first.
Yeah, you got to sign. So he's double signed contracts.
Yeah.
How can you sign an exclusive contract when you already have a contract with someone?
Wouldn't it be funny? I mean, it really wouldn't be funny. And then he went to the third place and was like, well, those two are our boys.
Exactly. You're supposed to do this before you sign it. You're supposed to do all that before you sign it, right?
Well, I mean, I'd hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's young. I mean, did you know about this stuff? Like say if you were a professional athlete, how old is he? 20, 21?
No, he's like 18, babe.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 19 now.
Even worse.
Maybe 19 now.
When you were 19 years old and you were like a billionaire or whatever he is.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you don't know. I mean, if you don't have people around you that are going to educate you on like how to like read contracts and stuff, I still don't know how to do that.
Yeah, and these
and I'm older.
And these these AAU leagues and all that are pretty dirty. Like they pay kids to go different places. Just remember Anthony Hardaway got in trouble with Memphis bringing that kid in and he paid for the moving. It's the same thing. It happens everywhere. It happens at all these big schools.
So if it happens all the time, wouldn't you think that they would just kind of let it happen?
No, because it's against the rules.
Yeah, but everybody does it.
Yeah, but everybody's not admitting it. You know, like
everybody does it.
No, I know, and that's the problem. That's the problem with this name, image, likeness that we keep talking about. Is that they want to make these rules, but who's going to enforce them? Nobody's enforcing the rules now.
Exactly.
Especially in basketball.
Oh, yeah.
It's really bad in basketball.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
For sure.
And now there's a different pathway. These guys can turn around and go to the G League and make, $500K for a year and sign contracts and endorsements and all that. So why would you do that instead of dealing with this?
I know. This is a headache.
This is a big headache. And then you got to pay people off, I bet. There's got to be handlers in between so that the money's not tracked.
This is so messy.
This is
so messy. And
yeah.
I don't know.
I kind of love it, but like...
I'm
like
glad,
watching it.
I'm glad. I'll just sit on the sidelines on this one.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. Okay, let's switch gears now.
Okay, still related to the NCAA, because they're going to be involved with this too somehow, I think, know, right? They're going to get dragged into it because they've been in all these investigations with all the basketball schools and that.
Bring it on.
So something came out of Idaho.
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 Idaho, Idaho.
Idaho, Idaho.
That's like one of the oldest
jokes. That's like from 4th grade, right?
I was going to say like 2nd grade.
Well, you're more progressive than I am. Okay, so basically a lot of athletes came together. Hundreds of athletes came together and sent a petition and letter to the NCAA about Idaho. Not because they're a bunch of hoes, but because they're not being very nice. Okay. Basically, Idaho has, I don't know if you remember, this came up a while back, but Idaho has this weird bill/law.
Not to soak.
That's Utah, babe.
Oh!
You're getting your people mixed up here.
Sorry.
No. So basically, this is another inequality thing that's going on right now. And it's really like all these student athletes are really standing up. I've been reading a bunch of stories about all of this stuff. Well, this is about, they have a transgender law.
Okay.
In Idaho. Basically saying that if a woman, say a man has a transgendered surgery.
Sure.
And now he's a woman.
Sure.
He cannot, or she now, right? She cannot compete in sports in Idaho.
What?
Yeah. It's a law there. And so all these students.
How are they going to know?
I guess it's in their medical records, I'm assuming. I have no idea.
That is a bunch of B.
So the problem with this is that, so the students, what they did is they wrote a petition to the NCAA saying, listen, we don't want to play, as athletes, we don't want to play any sporting events in Idaho. We think you should remove all sporting events from Idaho.
Yeah.
Ban any NCAA type of tournament. So, the first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament next year, basketball 2021, is supposed to be in Idaho. In Boise, I think.
Nope, canceled.
They're gonna.
I would boycott.
I think they're gonna take it away. I hope they do. That's the way I feel.
I would take it away. Yeah.
Yeah, and
no way.
So does that mean that Boise State doesn't play any football games there?
That's right.
Right. The athletes are writing saying they don't want to play.
I wouldn't play them either. That's a bunch of B.
And it's the state. It's not the schools or the programs that do this. It's the state made the law. So I want to make that clear.
That is so disgusting.
Isn't it? And there's precedents. I don't know if you remember this, but there's precedents for the NCAA to remove things from a state. Do you remember back in, it was 2016 and 17?
Okay.
North Carolina passed the law saying that, and it was transgendered also,
Okay.
that transgendered people have to use their birth sex as their bathroom, not their new sex. Do you remember this or no? You're looking with blank stare.
I am,
this is
because
a big thing.
I am so disgusted and appalled that is actually a rule.
Oh, it was a law. And you know what happened is the NCAA, they actually made the ACC move the championship football game from there. They couldn't play it. They were supposed to play
Is that still a rule now or no?
No, so what happened is actually the state underwent a lot of pressure, not just from athletics. It was also from the Panthers put the pressure on them, all the professional sports, all these entertainers. They canceled all their concerts, like performers and that. They canceled all their tours for North Carolina. They said, we're not coming here if you're going to treat people that way.
Yeah.
It was a big story back in 2016. And that eventually led to them reversing that law.
Good.
Yeah, no, it was good, but
That's
so I figured I
crazy.
knew how you felt about this, but
That is
I thought it
crazy.
was a story worth talking about.
It's disgusting. It's so sad that what does it even matter? A person is a person.
Yeah, and so now
What does it matter?
So now someone that is now a woman, you're going to make them go into the men's bathroom? Or, what they claimed with the sports is they're like, oh, well, they'll have an unfair competitive advantage because they were really a man. It makes no sense.
That is so ignorant and that's so disgusting.
But they're acting like there's thousands of transgendered athletes in Idaho or something. I mean,
we don't know.
But I'm assuming there's not that many anyway. But it's not like it. Why would you even think to address this? Is my point.
Yeah, how did that even become a rule?
I don't know. It became a law. They passed it.
Well, I hope that they take over and
I hope they reverse this.
that rule. And if they don't reverse that rule, everybody should boycott playing.
That's what should happen.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Yep. So I hope all the student athletes keep going forward like this and standing up for the things they believe in and good causes.
Right.
So.
Okay. Now let's get into some college football.
Ooh, let's do it.
I want to talk about how things stand with the top 5 uncommitted quarterbacks.
Oh, I'm waiting to hear this. This is going to be good.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go down the list of the top 5 and just kind of like give the little rundown of them.
And this is for next season, 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2021.
Yeah. Yes.
Because these bigger schools, they look out like 2023 and 2024.
Right, because I
little
would
schools
hope,
like UCF are still recruiting for next year.
I would hope that these quarterbacks, if they were coming on this season,
they would be there.
They would have been signed already.
Yeah, because most of these type of guys you're talking about, I don't know who you're talking about, but most of these guys graduate in December.
Right.
So they'll graduate this December and enroll January to whatever school they're going to go to.
Right.
That's one reason they did the early signing period in college football. So so now there's 2 signing periods. There's one in February and then there's one later in the year.
Mm-hmm.
And so now all the kids usually sign like really early. So they know like a year beforehand.
Okay. So let's go over them.
Okay.
The first one is Caleb Williams. Top contenders.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Oklahoma, Maryland, and LSU. So LSU was favored until the Tigers lost their momentum following Joe Brady's departure to the NFL.
Yeah, but they got this guy from the Dallas Cowboys.
We'll see.
To replace him.
So it's looking like he's probably going to sign with Oklahoma. So it was basically look like a locked deal that he was going to go to LSU.
Yeah.
But obviously we're going to see how the season plays out and all that, but they're predicting he's going to be signing with Oklahoma.
It's so interesting they always throw Maryland in.
I know.
Because he was the offensive coordinator for Alabama for a long time.
Right.
The head coach there.
Okay, so number two. Donovan McCulley. So top contenders, Purdue, Iowa, Indiana, Ole Miss, and Missouri. So this guy, he's quiet and hard to read, but most likely he's going to be going to Purdue. The Boilermakers wide open offense basically they play great to his strengths.
Yeah.
So that's what they're thinking. Number 3 is Ty Keys, top contenders. Oregon, Mississippi State, Tulane, Alabama, FSU, Indiana, Colorado, Syracuse. And that's still not enough because he hasn't, he wants more. That's not enough?
No.
You
He
got
needs, like, at
Alabama? You got what?
No, but it's still early. It's still early for these guys.
It is still early, but I'm saying like basically what they were saying is he's waiting for more offers.
Yeah, because you know what happens is like what they do, these guys, they wait to start to get some offers, right?
Right.
So like this happened with this kid for UCF. I don't remember his name right now. I think it was Collins. He was like a defensive back or linebacker. He committed to UCF very early, like very early.
Too early?
Like real early. Like
Yeah.
he was committed. He was the first one committed to next year's class, right?
Okay.
And so then all the schools started looking around and they're like, why is UCF looking at this kid? Because we're getting good players now, right?
Right.
And they're like, why are they looking at this kid? So then he started getting offers from Georgia Tech and from Texas
Did he
and different
decommit?
places. Yeah, he flipped to Georgia Tech.
Well, there you have it.
But that's the type of kid. See, so this is the thing to remember. These type of kids, they may flip 2 or 3 times.
I know.
And they may flip on signing day.
That's what is crazy.
Yeah.
So basically, with all that being said, they're predicting him to be signed with LSU.
Okay.
Even though he hasn't gotten any
gotten an
offer.
offer yet.
No, but they're predicting
Yeah, he's
LSU.
trying to build up.
Exactly.
He's trying to build up. And LSU's going through their first round, and then if they don't get those, they'll go to their next round of people.
Okay, so let's move down the list. We have Cale Kelly. So UCF was looking at him, USF, Syracuse, Texas Tech, Ball State, which I don't know.
Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Indiana and Illinois.
Okay.
So UCF was very interested, but he was not interested in UCF.
Yeah, you know
so
why?
he basically shut it down. I mean, he didn't say that, but that's what it basically sounded like in the article.
Yeah, but you got to remember, so each school offers a bunch of kids, right? So UCF's already offered like six quarterbacks for next year.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And Dylan Gabriel's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
So...
Well, you never know what could happen.
Well, no,
you have to prepare.
No, but you never know what's going to happen. But they signed a guy, I think his name's Parker Navarro, and he signed last year. So he's kind of the guy sitting behind Gabriel.
Right.
He'll redshirt this year, and so that'll give him 2 years. But like these guys look out in the future, and they're like, It's like Georgia we talked about, how they have like 5 guys in the quarterback room that are 4 and 5 stars.
Exactly.
Well, you go there and try to compete. If you don't get to play, they're going to transfer.
Yeah. So basically with the spring shutdown, this has really hurt him with like showing other, his potential basically.
Right.
So with all of that being said, they're thinking he's going to sign with USF.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the last one is TJ Lewis. So he has top contenders from Georgia Tech, Louisville, and UCF. So UCF has the edge here. All 3 schools were battling for this kid.
Yeah.
So hopefully...
Who were they again? Say it.
Georgia Tech, Louisville, and Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville.
And UCF.
It's very interesting because, all 3 of those schools, they all have connections to the Group of 5. So Georgia Tech's coach was from Temple. And, of course, there's UCF. And then Louisville, their coach was from Appalachian State. So they know how to pick these kind of quarterbacks that they all like to throw the ball. They're all going to have spreads, and they're all going to look like that.
Okay.
So this guy's probably going to be a good find if all 3 of them are looking at it because they know how to dig people out.
Well, I'm anxious to see what these guys have.
Yeah, but they want to have as many, it's an ego thing. They want to have as many offers as they can get, right? And then even on signing day, ESPN will send camera crews to their schools for these type of guys.
Okay.
And they do the thing where they like put on one hat and then they take
change
it off, change it, or they have like the sweatshirt underneath their jacket, the t-shirt underneath their jacket, and they pull it open and that's how they say who it is. Or they put the gloves up.
It's all about
it's about image
hype.
and the hype.
It's all about the hype.
Yeah, and their Instagram boost right then.
It's trivia time. And I'm trying to stump Rob, but so far, I have not been successful.
Maybe you will be today.
Maybe I will. Because this is a sports/movie trivia.
Oh, you know how
and
bad
you're
at
terrible at
movies.
movies. So let's do it. What former NBA player appeared in a Bruce Lee movie?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody knows that one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen any Bruce Lee movies.
Trivia. I told you this other day. What was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's original name?
You told me this.
I did.
You told me this because he was on a show. Well, oh my God, what show were we watching?
I don't know what show it was.
We were watching a show and he passed the note to the guy.
It was the New Girl.
Oh, it was
he was
New
on there,
Girl.
and they were pushing the drink back and forth that he had dipped his.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
So what's his name? I'll give you some thinking music.
Oh.
Your time is up.
I give up.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Lou Alcindor. That was his original name.
I would have never got that.
Yeah, and then he changed it to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
But I do remember you telling me that, so that does sound familiar. Okay, let's wrap it up with a would you rather.
Let's do it.
Would you rather eat a ketchup sandwich or a sriracha sandwich?
Oh, I feel like we've talked about this sometime before, but...
On here?
I don't know on
In
here,
life.
but in life. Because we do this off air all the time.
Because Rob has an obsession with ketchup.
Yeah, I think I would have to do... If that's all that's on there, right?
Can
Just
I compromise
the
and
condiment.
do a both? Because I like a spicy ketchup moment.
Yeah, your stomach would be burning after 2 seconds, though.
I mean, whatever.
No, okay. I really like sriracha. For taste-wise, I would probably want a sriracha sandwich. But I'm just thinking if nothing else is... If it's just like white bread and sauce, then I think I'm going to go with ketchup. Because I think that's just going to be too spicy.
I think I'm like screwed either way. Because both of them are going to give me heartburn. So I might as well...
I'm going sriracha then.
I might as well go sriracha.
Let's do sriracha together.
Let's burn it up together.
Yeah, and then we'll both be fighting
Burn
over the
it up
bathroom.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We will catch you next time. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Sports Bliss with Rob and Chris. Available on Anchor.fm, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and everywhere else fine podcasts are found. Follow us on Instagram and leave voice comments at 407-494-6420. This has been a Sports Bliss with Rob and Chris production.